Fxlion Nano 2 and the SmallRig 99 watt. If you're trying to decide between these two V-mount batteries, get the SmallRig. I've had both. I've been using both for a few shoots now, a few productions, and they do very similar things, but the SmallRig is a little bit better than the Nano 2 for, I think, the same price. So similar size, similar weight. I can't really tell the difference in the hand. The SmallRig is a little bit bigger, but this is a 99 watt, and then this one, the Nano 2, is a 98. That 1 watt of difference probably makes the SmallRig better. The only negative thing I could say about these batteries is that they only have one D-tap. So here's the D-tap on this side of the Nano 2, and then the D-tap on the SmallRig is right there. I wish they had 2 D-taps. I don't know why they don't have 2 D-taps, like this Momin V-mount battery here, which I also really like. It's not as versatile as these two, but it's cheaper. This usually retails around $150, but I've seen these go as low as $100 during Black Friday. And this has 1 D-tap on this side, 1 D-tap on this side. And on the top here, it has 2 regular USB-As. So these aren't very strong. These power your iPhone, your phones, your mobile phones. I think it's about 5 volts. And also the regular V-mount. Then there's a battery indicator here. This lasts a long time. But going to these two, the differences on the top, they have different in-outs. If you can see, I'll just put it this way. The Nano 2 has a USB-A, a micro USB, and then a USB-C. And then on the SmallRig here, USB-A, USB-C, and then it has 2 DC outputs, one 5 volt and one 12 volt, which comes in handy for monitors and other cameras. So you get more outputs on the SmallRig. The USB-C on both of these are PD, so it's a in and out for the power from the USB-C, meaning if you have any kind of camera, like a GH6, for example, that can get power from the USB-C, you just take a regular USB-C cable, or not a regular USB-C cable, it's got to be a cable that can handle the power draw. This is one from Apple. This is exactly the same cable that I got when I bought my MacBook Pro. Same cable. I plug right there, and then the other end goes on the camera, and it powers the camera. It also charges the battery of the camera if you have the battery in your camera, or at least for the Panasonic. I don't know if it does the same for the Canon. This can also, both of these batteries can also charge your MacBook. If you have a MacBook with a USB-C, I think it can charge power the MacBook all the way up until the MacBook Pro 14. I don't know if it could power the 16, but the 14 and below, it can power your laptop, Apple computer, remotely. Probably also the iPads and your phones too. So that's why this SmallRig is a little better than the Nano 2. And what I also like about the SmallRig compared to the Nano 2 is that when you want to see your information on the LCD screen here, that's what you get, which is the basic information. But when you hit the SmallRig, and then when it draws, see the 99%? So you can see by the percentage of how this battery is draining, whereas the Nano 2, all you get is those battery bars. So this is a better readout to monitor your the power draw. And this also stays on as you plug in any devices, whereas this just shuts off even when everything's plugged in. You have to push this button to see the information. I'm just very impressed with this SmallRig here. On the shoot that I was doing, I was swapping between these two batteries because I only have one of each, and I was powering both the GH6 here, and then this monitor. This is a Fxlion monitor, And this Fxlion monitor comes with its own D-tap, and it powered, I think both of them, it ran for easily 4 hours continuously. And when it was getting down to 1 bar or the lower percentage, I swapped them. I noticed that the SmallRig did last a little longer than the Nano 2. However, I've had the Nano 2 for 1 year longer than the SmallRig. The SmallRig I purchased fairly recently. So that could also be the case where the battery over time, after a year anyways, loses its power. But yeah, I highly recommend the SmallRig VB99. I'm going to get more of these. I don't think I'm going to get any more of the Fxlion brand unless they update, they make a second version of this to compete with the SmallRig. But I think the SmallRig hit it out of the park with their first V-mount battery design, the small battery design.